Let me take a swig of this tea a little bit. Wait 1 second. Get my...
Tea break.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Davey Squires.
Hello and welcome to the Squires Station. I am your host, Davey Squires, and this episode is presented by Area 67 Studios in rather beautiful tonight, Cuyahoga Falls.
It's whenever I see good weather here in Cleveland, it makes me feel like something bad's about to happen. It'd be like, oh yeah, we don't get this. It's November. This isn't supposed to look like this.
It's gonna snowstorm like
right.
tomorrow.
Like this is definitely the quiet before the storm. We about to get something new we've never seen. It's not gonna be hail, sleet, snow. It's gonna be fire.
A hurricane
falling from the sky.
A fire hurricane.
Right.
A Sharknado.
This is the year we get an actual Sharknado in Ohio.
Yay!
Terrible.
I've been waiting so long for the 5th movie.
I used to watch them. I love bad movies. I love terrible movies. I used to watch them, but now, because I can tell they're trying to make a bad movie, I'm not interested anymore. I want them to be trying to make a good movie and just fall right on their fucking face.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah, it's like they kind of know what they're doing now. Like the first couple of movies were good because it's like,
hey, this is a ridiculous concept, but let's try to make a good movie.
Yeah.
They didn't make a good movie, but we enjoyed it because it was like, y'all knew this wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, now it's like
Now it's just a bad movie.
I like getting low in this chair.
Yeah, see,
Here we go.
I'm born low. You know what I mean?
Getting low.
People ask me why I always get high, because I was born low. That's why.
So you're a hip hop artist.
Si, senor.
And so how did you get started with that genre?
So I was born in the hip hop culture, born in the hip hop community. Those who know me know my dad is Michelangelo Lovelace Sr., a well-known artist in the Northeast Ohio area. So I grew up with art, music, things like that, and being in the hip hop community, you know, I constantly heard things like NWA, Beastie Boys, Houdini, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Being from the Cleveland area, of course, Bone Thugs is gonna be a big influence on me. East Coast, West Coast, down south, you know, my brothers and them got me hip to like Devin the Dude, Zero, Trade of Truth, way before anybody else here in Cleveland knew about them. Then I went back. I actually went to college in Houston, Texas. Got a chance to actually meet a lot of those guys, and it's just been something that was a part of my life the whole time. I started rapping when I was like 6. So
yeah,
it was like, it's just something that's always been a part of me. I started recording in high school with a couple friends of mine, Alan Tidmore, Willie Wheat, Reggie Williams, Rio. We started recording some of the stuff, and I just got addicted to it, and I just kept doing it.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah.
So who were you listening to growing up? Were those the artists that you?
I've always listened to everything. Although I love hip hop, I've listened. You will hear me belt out a Man in a Box if I'm drunk enough. I'ma do it. I will sing some Jolene. I will bust out a opera or stuff like that. So I listen to all kinds of stuff. But as far as hip hop goes, yeah, it was a lot of Outkast, a lot of Eminem. A lot of Lupe Fiasco in college and high school area. I listened to a lot of them. I've always been drawn to lyricists. So, those who were really known to have quote unquote bars.
Yeah.
I always went to go check it out, and I'd print out the lyrics and I'd read them, and I'm like, oh snap, that's some good quality poetry right there.
Yeah.
And then I'd model my style after them.
Yeah, I really respect the storytelling aspect of hip hop and rap and
yeah. The ones who really impress me. I'm not anti mumble rap or anti pop rap or whatever the situation is, but if you really want me to give you a second listen, have some good lyrics in it. Tell a good story or have a good concept.
Yeah.
I love artists that talk about things that's not the typical hip hop stuff. Like one of my favorite songs was J. Cole's what was the name of that song? The one he made where he was talking about losing his virginity. That one, I love that song because nobody, especially amongst dudes, we don't really talk about that type of stuff, or we don't put it in songs.
Yeah.
So I love that. I like Macklemore. People make fun of me because I like Macklemore. I think he gets a bad rap
For his popular songs.
for his popular songs, but I like it. I'm a thrift shopper myself. I loved hearing that song. He made the one song about, homosexuality and his views on homosexuality. I thought it was dope that somebody put a record out on the radio. When Logic made his song about, the suicide helpline. I loved hearing something like that.
That's so different, too.
It is. And I think it's more important that we make songs like that and hear songs like that, because I've seen an ass shake before. It's a good time. But now what? Like I growing up in the inner city of Cleveland, Ohio, I've seen guns before. I've seen people get shot. I've been in many scuffles. So I get it. I've heard those songs. I can relate to them, but show me something I can't relate to.
Yeah.
I'm actually the type of person who I want to hear the thing I can't relate to, and I want to hear you express it to me in a way that I can. Being a language I understand, being rap,
Yeah, you're a very smart listener, Michelangelo.
I'm a very well invested listener. I don't want to say smart because I don't want you to put the wrong idea out there.
You're a smart guy.
People run up on me. They're like, "Oh, you smart? What's 10 times 10?" I'm like, "Ah,
oh, 100."
Like, right. I'm actually really good at math, but
I hate math, man. I
love math, but I hate math class because it's normally just a bunch of numbers, and I can't get excited about just numbers. But some of the best math teachers I've had were really good at giving us situational mathematics situations, whereas like they would say, all right, so a basketball team needed to raise money for new basketballs. The basketballs cost total $25 each. How much money would each player need to, if it's 5 people on the team, how much money would each player need to raise in order to get all the basketballs they need? I like that type of stuff because then I can invest myself into this story. Being the type of guy who I'm in my mind write a whole new story on why they need basketballs, right? and then I'm gonna break it down, and then I'm gonna get the answer eventually. But
you're gonna write a backstory to the word problem.
So the West Nebraska Razorbacks, they ran out of basketballs. The reason why they ran out of basketballs is because there was aliens that came and abducted all the basketballs. So now they got to raise a certain amount of money, but the evil Mr. Dink Miner, you know what I mean? I write a whole Dink Miner. There's always a Dink Miner.
Dink Miner. Dink Miner?
Yeah.
Mr. Dink Miner?
Mr. Dink Miner. Shit. I think I mixed up Doofenshmirtz, and I just threw a bunch of them in there. Don't worry about that.
Schmurg, West Nebraska.
West Nebraska.
I had a show there this summer.
Oh, for real?
In Omaha.
Yeah. I've been to Nebraska one time. I saw absolutely nothing while I was there.
There's nothing there.
I saw a road and field.
Yep, corn.
Road. It wasn't even corn there because
it
was just field.
Yeah.
They was getting ready to put some corn down, which was really sad.
Dude, every time I go drive through Nebraska, a freak hailstorm happens. Every time.
I feel like
so
anytime anything happens in Nebraska, it's a freak incident.
Yeah.
That's the only. There's nothing to do in Nebraska.
No.
But grow corn.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do. You could stare at the sky. You could stare at the ground or grow corn.
Bale some hay.
Bale some hay, which is just the dead corn that you grew before.
Oh.
Just What you doing tomorrow? I'm gonna grow some corn.
Take some dead corn out.
Put it into a little bale. Sell it to some guy. You know. Not knocking Nebraska. Nebraska's a wonderful place. I'm sure it is. There's probably some great people in Nebraska.
It's cool, but, I wouldn't want to stay there longer than a couple days. Personally.
I was done after 6 hours. I was done.
Of driving through there.
I stopped at a hotel. And here's where there was the hotel, nothing, and then nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just
nothing.
Just hotel.
There was the highway, the exit ramp, hotel. Nothing.
No gas station?
The hotel had the gas station. So it was like the hotel, it was like Holiday Inn or something behind the gas station.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, y'all didn't even have to put it behind the gas station. It ain't like y'all didn't have the space to put it next to the gas station or even fucking across the street from the gas station.
Trying to make it convenient for you, Mikey.
Right. They was saving space for nothing. Like, we got to make sure we got space for all this nothing we got over here. Don't want to encroach in this nothing over here. I'm going to put it behind the gas station.
So the gas station was behind the hotel?
No, the hotel was behind the gas station. You know what I mean?
That's okay.
They could have built the hotel across the street from the gas station or next door to it, but they put it behind it. And then essentially the gas station was in the parking lot of the hotel.
That's funny. That's for your convenience.
I'm sure it was real convenient. It was. Got me some snacks and stuff, some shells and stuff, and I had a good time in the hotel room. But
yeah.
There was nothing to do. I couldn't order food because where was it gonna come from?
You could order corn.
Oklahoma? I ordered me some corn.
Corn cob. Corn
on
bread.
Cornbread. Corn muffins.
Corn muffins.
Corn tortillas. Corn chips. Corn pops.
Corn pops.
Hell yeah. Corn balls.
Corn balls. Is that it? Wait.
Cornish hens? I don't know. Corned beef?
Corned beef?
I ran out of it. I ran out of stuff made with corn.
You need some beef for that,
why
sir.
Why is there always food? Davey, why do you always bring us to food? Every single goddamn time.
Yeah, for those who do not know, Mikey is usually in the other room,
I'm
behind the camera.
Yeah, I'm the behind the scenes guy normally. Now I'm in the front of the scenes guy.
He's on the show after a dozen episodes. We finally done it.
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
Yeah. Congratulations, Davey. You're in the big leagues now.
Woo! So that brings me to my next question here. Mm-hmm. How you're a very music tech centric guy. Mm-hmm. How'd you get into that?
So, when I was younger, we decided to start recording music, but we didn't know how. We went to a couple studios and stuff, which was cool, but that we were young, broke teenagers in the hood, so you can't afford to do that all the time. So we learned, like, hey, we could just record at home. So we bought some stuff, but we then learned we needed to know how to record at home.
Oh yeah.
So I just got into recording. I downloaded Reason and FL Studio and Sony Acid Pro. That was the first like DAW I learned how to use. Sony Acid Pro. Yeah.
Was it good?
I'm not gonna even blame Sony Acid Pro. I wasn't good. I wasn't good at it, but Sony Acid Pro did everything I needed it to do. You know, it allowed me to bring in beats and audio files and stuff. It allowed me to, capture. Keep in mind, what I was recording on was the built-in microphone to my computer. So I was just hitting record and talking to my computer, man. We was doing it the ugly way. In fact,
times.
At one point, we was using the sound recorder application on Windows.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We talking I'm an old fossil, right? So we talking way back in the days where it didn't record more than 60 seconds. So what we would do is we would play the music on a boom on like a little boombox stereo, and then rap into the microphone and keep time, because you'd have to hit record again so that it'll continue adding another 60 seconds to it. So we do that. Love the garbage we put out.
Amazing.
It was some premium, high quality garbage, man. It was good stuff. I miss it. I love, like, putting weird constraints on things and then trying to make the best you can out of it.
Yeah.
Like loop style recording and stuff like that is real fun stuff for me. I miss the old. No, I don't. I don't miss that.
Innocent times.
Innocent times, though. For what we were doing really well. I would say that. But yeah, ever since then, I went to college, the Art Institute of Houston, to be an art engineer. I also went to Tri-C. Shout out to Tri-C. Anybody interested in becoming an audio engineer, look at programs like Tri-C. Look at programs like Media Tech and Ohio Media School, stuff like that. It's a great.
Oh yeah.
Or Kent University, they have a great audio recording program. Or YouTube University.
Yeah.
You can go full time at YouTube University, learn how to record yourself, or learn how to record the people who, want to record them. You can make a living out of it.
Yeah, you can learn so much from YouTube. But there's some great schools around here too.
Yeah. There's some great schools too. And there's some great teachers. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Finding yourself a good teacher, somebody who can explain to you how certain things work, how a compressor, how an EQ, how distortion works, stuff like that.
Yeah, because the interesting thing about music tech, it's like the industry is always changing.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll never find somebody who knows every single thing about every single DAW, but you can find somebody that's a good base for you to learn what you need to learn to take yourself into the direction you want to take yourself.
Exactly.
So how'd you get to work in this fine establishment?
So I started here at Area 67 around September, actually. I've known Mike, who the one who usually provides the water.
Yeah, but this time Mikey
I provided my own water.
provided the water.
I provide my own water out here.
Yeah, this Dasani's brought to you by Mikey. Woo!
None of that Nestle Flint water stuff. This is the
kind of crack open this bottle. Crack a
let
bottle.
me get a
Let
little
your body
hydration.
wobble. That is indeed some water.
High quality H2O right there, baby.
That's 0 calories.
Hell yeah.
What DAW do you prefer now?
Oh man, so I'm really getting into Studio One. I've been transferring over to doing most of my major recording and mixing and stuff in Studio One. I used to be a big Pro Tools user, but now fuck Pro Tools. I
agree.
It's just I've been in this abusive relationship with Pro Tools for so long that I decided to start loving myself as an engineer and moving on to better pastures.
Pro Tools is cool.
I'd like to say I have the most experience though in Pro Tools and in Ableton. As far as like the one that I'm most comfortable in, it's probably Ableton. Just because, like I said, I like that loop style recording. There's a lot of different things you can do, and I love the browser because I like to keep things organized, and it kind of does a lot of that work for you. Same thing with Studio One. That's why I like Studio One as well, the way they organize everything. Where Pro Tools, they're like, nah, you keep it organized.
Yeah.
That's not our job.
Yeah.
But Ableton and Studio One is the ones that I'm most proficient in. Although I'm certified to teach Pro Tools, because I've used it so long. And I used to teach Pro Tools when I used to work at Guitar Center for years. On Saturdays, I do Saturday Pro Tools beginner classes. And I still do lessons on recording. Often the program, people will go and get is Pro Tools because that's the one they know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I normally try to talk them out of Pro Tools. I ain't gonna lie. I'm that guy who's like, this is cool. I can show you how to do this. Hey, but have you ever heard of Studio One? Let me show you Studio One. Trust me, it'll be better. It'll be better. Just trust me. Shh. Shush. Studio One.
Does it depend what you are kind of doing music-wise?
Every DAW does the same thing. It's really about your workflow that you're looking for. And I actually had a guy, he hit me up today. He asked, he's like, hey, I'm looking to get into vocal recording. He predominantly a beat maker. He's like, can I still use FL Studio to track vocals? I'm like, hell yeah, you can. If you know how to, in fact, since he already knows FL Studio, I recommend he track in FL Studio because he already understands how the workflow works in Studio One. So use Studio One. If Reaper is the program that you learned multi-track recording, use Reaper or Mixcraft or Cubase or Sonar or whatever program you already know. You do not have to go and get Pro Tools. You don't have to go and get Logic. You don't have to go and get any other program. You just got to make sure that the program you have allows you to do everything you need to do. You know, editing, mixing, leveling, metering, all those things. You can get a solid recording and a solid mix with whatever program you have. I know people who mix in Audacity still because that's just the program they know. Mm-hmm. They know how to use it. So they mixing in Audacity. They getting projects done. They making paychecks off of it. So shit, use Audacity. You know what I mean? I'm not going to steer anybody away from it. It's really about how comfortable you are in that program.
Well, I got this question a couple weeks ago. Are there any free DAWs that you recommend?
Audacity is one. There is asterisks. A lot of programs will offer you like an entry along with some software. Like you can get GarageBand. You get GarageBand with any Apple computer you get. And it's a great starting place. And then if you like that workflow, you can upgrade into Logic Pro. With most interfaces, a lot of interfaces come with Ableton Lite. That's a great starting place for people to get into using Ableton. Then you can upgrade into Intro or whatever other suite. I normally tell people start there. If you want a full-fledged DAW to do mixing and editing, what is the name of that program? There's a few of them that I actually really like.
That are free?
That are free. I want to say Reaper is free.
Reaper's free.
Reaper is free.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great place to start, especially Reaper, because out of all the free intro softwares, Reaper probably gives you the most bang for, lack of the buck.
Yeah, well, that's funny you bring Reaper up because that's the one I started using before I started using Logic.
A lot of people start with Reaper because of that, where you Google free audio recording software. Reaper's probably going to be the first one that pops up.
Yeah.
Download it, man. If you're interested in it, download that shit. Same thing, like I just got into graphic design. I use Krita, which is a free clone of Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah.
Great program to use. You can download DaVinci Resolve for free. DaVinci Resolve 16 is free. Then you can upgrade, add all the plugins and stuff, but you can do full video editing for free.
Yeah.
And then Apple, they if you buy a Mac computer, you're going to get GarageBand, you're going to get iMovie, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Use it. You can track directly into it. You can use plugins with GarageBand now. You can do some solid editing. Excuse me. I done drank too much tea and water.
Ooh. Well, since we're on this topic, I just want to say before, you can even buy Macs, MacBooks, iMacs with Logic as a bundle.
Yeah.
And I got a discount on mine for school because I'm a student.
Right. So let's say if you're a student, here's what I always recommend to students: free game. Go to your program director, whatever school you're at. Say, hey, school is expensive, but I do need help getting some software and stuff like that. Can you direct me to places where I can get student discounts or things like that? Often they will have direct links that they can email to you where you can, through the school, directly download software. A lot of times there'll be some free stuff.
Yeah.
Some companies will throw you plugins and stuff just because you're a student, because they know if you get indoctrinated into their workflow, you're more likely to stick with it.
Hell, Spitfire Labs does it every month.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even have to be a student. You just got to be on their mailing list.
You just got to get on the mailing list, man. There's Computer Music Magazine. You know how many free plugins I use that I got from them? And I get a magazine every month. Yeah. Every single month. Sometimes I don't download nothing. Sometimes I try some stuff out. Who knows? I'm not about to knock nothing free. I'm not in any position to turn down anything free.
Yeah. Hell, the BBC Orchestra plugin that I forget the company that released it. They're doing a free promo with it. You could just download a free version of it, and use that in native instruments. Like there's so much free stuff out there.
And then just like as you get equipment, a lot of stuff is coming with software. We live in a digital age, so there's normally some type of software companionship that you can get along with it. Keep that in mind as you go out and buy stuff, which you can often get with a student discount, normally like 10% off or whatever. But a lot of times that covers the cost of the software, so why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not. If you wanted, if as a student, if you wanted to get in, or not even as a student, but as a person who wants to get into recording, especially if you want to get into recording hip hop, here's the first rule I always tell people: make sure you have some fun. Make sure that it doesn't become some type of a
chore. Yeah,
a chore. Don't stress yourself to the point where you feel like, all right, my music has to sound like so-and-so's music, or all right, everybody listen to Rod Wave. Let me make music like Rod Wave.
Yeah.
Or and
that could go for any genre.
Or any genre. Yeah. You could be doing R&B, rock and roll, bluegrass. If you're not about to have some fun with it, you're not gonna keep doing it. Yeah. It's just it'll become a stress, and it'll be the easiest thing for you to put down, so you will.
Yeah, like people will start bands, and then 2 weeks later they won't be doing anything.
It's the quickest thing to kill a music career. The ideology that is more about making money or getting notoriety from what you're making. The first thing you need to do is have a good ass time. When I do a podcast as well. I'm out here having a good ass time.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
Hey, check out the Culture Club.
Make sure y'all check out the Culture Club Radio. I'm on Spotify. I'm on iTunes. I just uploaded another episode with God's Child out of Tampa Bay. So,
yeah. Also recorded at Area
67. That's right. I host my podcast here as well, good sir.
It's like a crossover episode.
Hell yeah, we're crossing the streams right now, man.
Shit.
Crossing the streams.
Damn.
Don't cross the streams, bro.
Dang. Well, I got this question a couple weeks ago too, and there are people that always want to start recording stuff. What interfaces would you recommend?
So I'm gonna be real direct on this one. Presonus makes some good ones. Focusrite makes some good ones. Here's what I tell people: get an interface that's not gonna take a whole lot to set up. You don't have to dive through driver files and stuff like that. Focusrite is really good at that, where you kind of plug it in and it's ready to go. Also, the name of the game is to get the cleanest signal input as you possibly can without distortion. You know, get a nice, strong, clean signal without distortion. Everything else can be done in post. Everything else can be done in post. I know that probably will piss a lot of the old school traditional. You got to have a good mixer board with good preamps and
analog.
Look, screw all that. If you're getting started, you won't know the importance of a good preamp until you have a basic preamp. But you still want to be able to make good quality. So get yourself a good interface that the preamps are serviceable enough for you to get a good, clean signal. And then as you develop, buy a better preamp. As you develop, buy better AD converters and EQs and all that type of stuff, plugins, whatever the situation is. So the Focusrite Scarlett stuff, great place to start. The audio box, Persona's audio box stuff, also a great place to start, especially because that's going to come with a version of Studio One, a solid version of Studio One Artist that you can use. Some of that free, input. Plus is one of the few ones that'll have both dual mic pre-inputs and MIDI inputs and outputs as well, if you wanted to do some pre-production, make some beats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's Tascam makes a good entry-level interface. I want to say Roland also has a good one that you can use. And then, depending on what you're recording into as well, like if you have, like what you're recording or what you're recording into, some mixers will be great for like a Yamaha MG10X, which is a 10-channel mixer. It sends a 2-channel in and out to your computer. It's a great place to start if you want to have, multiple inputs and be able to track stereo, or if you're just recording single vocals, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You still have 2 channels that you can use to go in and out. So it's a multi-purpose board. That'll work for you. It'll hold you down until you can upgrade into, more input outputs coming from a board or whatever the situation is. And you don't have to spend $500, $600, $700 on like a UA Apollo or SSL or whatever else, big brand interfaces. Yeah. You can spend $100 and get you a good interface. It'll be a great place to start. What I always tell people is, like I said, be mindful of what's going to come with it, because most of them are doing the same thing in different boxes. As long as you get a good connection in and out, you ain't got to do a whole lot of digging through drivers and stuff. You'll be good to start. Next is going to be what DAWs it comes with. Does it come with plugins? Does it come with, like Focusrite comes with some pretty solid plugins, like a compressor and an EQ. Mm-hmm. The Persona stuff comes with Studio One. A lot of the like the Motu stuff will come with Digital Performer. There's options there. There's a lot of options, especially if you get into podcast. Motu is a good one. Yeah. Although those work much better on Macs than they do PC. Also, keep in mind what machine you have. If you have a PC, then the inputs and outputs that you use for those will be different than the inputs and outputs on devices designed for Macs. So if you have a Mac, use the devices that pair well with the Mac. If you have a PC, use the devices that pair well with a PC. And it'll say it on the box if it's meant for PC or if it's meant for Mac or if it can do both.
Now, are there any plugins that you are using a lot right now that you want people to know about?
All right, so Melda Audio Productions, they make a lot of great plugins that are free. They're free. You can buy some of the stuff they have, and they're also great. But check out Melda Audio Productions. Vocaline has been a good plug-in for me. Essentially what Vocaline does is it takes, let's say you record a vocal and you want to record a dub of that vocal, but sometimes it's hard to say things in the exact same timing. Vocaline, as the name implies, aligns those vocals pretty dang close. So it allows you to mix those together a little bit better. Or if you wanted to kind of, for like dramatic effect, pull and stretch things apart, you can do that as well with it. So that's another cool thing you can do. What else? What else am I like? I use Arcade now. Heads up. If you like, I know a lot of people have been getting the advert. If you into music, you've seen an ad for pretty much, well, you've probably seen a Vocaline ad. You've seen a Unison, MIDI core pack ad. You've seen the Output Arcade ad. If I can talk directly to Output, I bought it already. I bought it. I gave y'all my money. I give y'all my money every month. I don't need to see the ad no more. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Stop advertising to me. I want to tell them, like, dude, I got it already. I know. It's dope.
That's what Universal Audio does to me.
Yeah. As soon as I got me an Apollo, I get... Yeah. Did you just spend your money on our stuff? Do you got any more money? Actually, no, Universal Audio. I don't have any more money because it was expensive. Well, shut up. Buy more plugins, man.
Well, it'll be like an advertisement for their other interfaces. And it's like,
yeah, I'm like, I just bought this one.
What?
I ain't got it.
So this is the last question here.
All right, I got you. I'm ready for it.
So what for your music side of things? What's your biggest source of inspiration?
It depends. Like I said, the biggest motivator is fun. I love making music. I love having fun. So if I want to have a good time, I'll pick up an instrument and just make some noises with it, man. And I'll just, write and stuff like that. Another big influence in my life is my father. He's been an artist since he was 18 years old, and I've watched him create and design and develop as an artist over the years, and seeing him have success in what he does, and seeing me and him, we talk about music and art and creation and stuff like that all the time, and he helps me stay focused on that. He reminds me, like, you're a creator. Create things. Don't just recreate things or emulate things, but create things. So he always keeps me motivated to do something different, do something new, and have a good time with it. So yeah, those would be my biggest influences. Of course, my environment. Yeah. I talk about those type of things, but like I said, I want to have a good time and I want to make something new. Those are my biggest motivators.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. Like, yeah. That's what I feel like is the most important thing. Like, having fun and being creative. Right.
And being expressive, putting the Michelangelo out there.
Yeah. So where can they find you?
So I am on the social medias. I'm on social media at Michelangelo of Hip Hop. You can just type in that Michelangelo of Hip Hop into Facebook or Twitter or whatever else. You're probably gonna find me on Twitter, though. My tag is Be Hustle Minded, because I also have a company that I do where we help artists who they know how to create, but they don't know how to make money off of what they create. So I kind of help them establish a business as an audio engineer or a musician. Yeah. So Be Hustle Minded is what I'm on Twitter. And then also you can follow the podcast I have, which is the Culture Club Radio with Michelangelo at Hip Hop. And you can follow the Culture Club Radio on Instagram, Facebook, and then Twitter is for the Culture Club. You can find me there. Also, you can find me here at Area 67. I do engineer here. I'm also the head video director, so if you want to shoot a video, I was actually recently just talking with a couple videographers and editors because I'm trying to add more to the video department here at Area 67. So artists, if you're graphic designers, if you're videographers, if you are editors, let me know. I'll be glad to link you in and we can make some beautiful things. I got a lot of great projects I'm working on. Artists like Rah 100, Joe Gator, Flames Oh God, KB the Goddess, Tezo 2 times, Duke the Truth. I work with a lot of artists in the area, so I'm always trying to collab. I tell people it's collab season, baby. So if you trying to work on something, if you need some help with it, I'll be glad to help you out with it. Or if I got something that could use your talents and services, I will let you know.
Yeah, it is collab season. Like with all this COVID stuff, it's a big opportunity to record and do projects with other people.
And if I may make a statement on that, I know a lot of people feel like it's really hard to make connections, but the key to survival is adaptation. There's ways where you can interact and collab with people without giving them the cooties. I've been calling it the cooties all year, and I feel like I've had more fun with it than anyone else. So, you know,
these are cooties.
Yeah,
on the playground.
My family told me a long time ago, be careful with the cooties, and now it's real. It's a real threat. Cooties can take you out.
Oh yeah,
cooties could take you out.
Yeah, man, wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wash your goddamn hands.
And also here at Area 67, they do podcasts.
Yeah,
too.
we do podcasts. I do a podcast.
Me too.
I do a podcast. You do a podcast?
Yeah, I do.
That's great.
Believe it or not, we're on one right now. Yeah.
Are we on the air?
Holy guacamole.
Hell yeah. Divine dip.
Woo! Hey, you can or were you gonna?
No. I was going ahead.
I thought you were gonna say something earlier.
No, I wasn't. I was, but then I didn't.
Wow. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Davey_Squires and on Facebook, Davey Squires Music. Catch me at dsquires.com. You can catch all the past episodes of the Squires Station. And I'm on Patreon too, patreon.com/Davey Squires. You can check all the bonus bonus footage, bloopers, much more. Patreon, $5 a month, get you all that.
$5, Buster.
I'll probably put the corn conversation on there or something.
Oh yeah. Get you that $5 holler for the corn conversation.
$5 Sheetz footlong.
$5 cheese sandwich.
Cheese sandwich. All right. Well, yeah, thank you for listening, and I will see you all next episode.
Hell yeah.
What?